Hello and welcome back to another review of me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. This week I've got a new whisky. I did say I was going to hopefully try and get something, and I've picked up a Lochlea Lowland distillery, pretty new to the whisky game as well, but it comes with a lot of history and it's got one of the biggest names in whisky as well, which has helped produce this. So this is the second release from them, which is called the Our Barley, or Our Barley if you want to say it in Scottish. Lowland Distillery, South Ayrshire. I have tried the first release in a pub. There was a local boozer around here where I was able to try that, and I really liked it. I thought it was a really good mouthfeel to it for a new distillery. So really good. Again, obviously hard to get. Price point and stuff is really good. This is still to be opened, so I'll open it just now and let it sit in the glass, and we can go through a little bit about it. It's a nice wee bottle. We'll go through the ABV, age, and all these things. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too loud. See if we can get a good pop from it. Satisfying, I'll take that. Don't spill any. There we go. So, we're in the glass. Lochlea, South Ayrshire. A lot of history from South Ayrshire as well, because you've got, well, Kilmarnock's down that neck of the woods where you had the Johnny Walker plant and things, but this has nothing to do with that. Lochlea, family owned, which is again rare in whisky, since whisky's such a big thing and you've got your big huge names. So this is family owned. The cool thing about it is they've got John Campbell. So John Campbell spent, I think it was 27 years at Laphroaig, distillery manager there, doing everything there, built it up to be one of the top 10 whiskies in the world. So he's come with a massive pedigree to take over. Lochlea, I think, was founded in 2018, August 2018. This thing was when the first spirit ran, so it's literally just over 4 years old. So this whiskey's young. We know it's young. The second edition, which this one here is giving us a little bit of detail to it. So the cask maturation that we do have is a combination of bourbon, sherry and STR cask, non-chill filtered, natural colour, 46% ABV. It's exactly what we want to see all these things. Obviously no age statement, wee dumpy bottle. It's really nice to see something a little bit different, but we're looking at bourbon, sherry and STR casks are pretty, the way that they're famous, I would say, is a lot of new distilleries as their kind of go-to. It's the MO for the way to get a young spirit to kind of react with wood. I love an STR cask, I think is great, the shave, the toasted, and then they rechar that. It just gets deeper into the wood, it gives you a better complexity, nicer flavour. And it takes away from that kind of spirit-led taste that you get. Obviously, I'm saying all this just now. I'm really hoping that's what's going to happen in this glass as well. One of the big famous things, though, if we go to, is, you might have heard of someone called Robert Burns, a Scottish poet, Rabbie Burns. He came from Lochlea. He worked on the farm there. So previously, before Lochlea was there, it was a working farm. It got bought over, and I think it was like where the piggery was, got all taken down. That's where the shop is, and then the bonded warehouses are where the cattle used to be and all these things. So it's the big footprint. But Robert Burns, I did have to write it down. Where have I got it? I did write the date somewhere to say that from like 1777 to 1784, something like that, was how long Robert Burns was there working in that neck. There was a lot of famous accolades towards Lochlea. Biggest one being who is making the whisky, I think, is absolutely massive. Family owned, transparent straight away with the ABV, and the cask makeup is on the front as well, which is really cool. So I like it already. We look at the back of it, there's nothing much there than just a little bit of the family owned, from South Ayrshire, matured everything on site, which is great to see. And they want everyone to enjoy their whisky. So I think from price point, I definitely do believe that. This was £45 I paid for this today, so I'm not going to grudge at that for whisky. So I'm just hoping it's going to be good. Again, it's the whisky's quite cold. It's cold here today. I've bought this, I say, about an hour ago, and I've kind of sauntered home and poured this straight in the glass. So I'm hoping it's kind of going to be a bit reactive to me, but we'll just literally have to wait and see. What else was I able to find out about the distillery as well, just before we crack on? Let's see. I just want to find the dates. There we go. So Robert Burns himself lived and worked 1777 to 1784, so I was right. And that's the same fields that they are sowing barley on today. Pretty cool. Well, let's get this on the nose, let's get it on the palate, see what other kind of wee things, wee nuggets of information I was able to find. Trying to find new things about new distilleries is sometimes difficult. They are building a lot on the history and the grounds that they've been on to try and build a story. Old distilleries that are hundreds of years old have that history already banked into them, and you can see the stories from it. But new distilleries have to kind of angle their way in. So let's get this on the nose, get it on the palate. Let's see what we've got with our bourbon, sherry and STR casks. So colour wise as well, it's nice and pale, leggy on the glass, a wee bit oily. I can see that when it's trying to stick around the edge. I've got it in my little copita, my egg cup, sorry. Let's see. Sherry straight off, for sure. It's a sweet, clean, very, very clean. There's no new make smell to it, which for, I'm going to say 4-year-old whiskey is quite, I would say that's rare. I would usually find a bit of new make in there, that really fruity, usually kind of peachy yogurt or strawberry yogurt smell. I'm just getting that soft, clean sherry. Well, maybe there. That's kind of strawberry laces. So you ever had those kind of gummy strawberry laces? I'm getting that now. I would say that's kind of along the new make smell that I can sometimes get. That sherry's still there. It's not overpowering though. It's very clean. It's hard to describe, like, clean smell. It's just strawberry lead, sherry, clean fruits, kind of more riper fruits. Well, let's try it on the palate, see how we get on there. Slainte it on. It stays strawberry, it stays clean, it goes down very well. I don't know if it's maybe it's a wee bit cold. I'm not too sure if that's what that is. Nice mouthfeel. Slightly drying towards the end, no spice. I need to go back here. That small hint towards the new make, I like it, because when you try new make on its own, it's very high ABV, it's very powerful. The way that these casks have married that, I think the combination of the bourbon to sherry to the STR, I'd like to know maybe the percentage of it all, but whatever it is, it seems to work very well, and it's not going to be like a third, a third, and a third, 33.3% of everything. It will be, by colour, I would say predominantly more that bourbon, a little bit less time in the sherry, and I think when I'm trying to get that sherry forefront is maybe that slightly new make strawberry. I'd like to try the Lochlea new make now just to see if that is, it's just some new make I do get kind of peachy or strawberry kind of yogurt or laces, which I have got here, but I like that. I think the ABV, 46%, is very good. It's very interesting. It is, because I've tried the 3 casks of bourbon, sherry and STR before, and I like it and things. There's just something, this is so clean. I can't really describe it any other way. It's not a taste, not a flavour, it's just a very clean, crisp, cracking whiskey. The mouthfeel and the way it goes down and on the nose, it just hits all 3 points very well. I'm trying to find, I wrote some other stuff down here, and I've tried it in iPad for once to write stuff down, and I think I just need to stick to my pen and paper. I'm quite a bit better at that. I'm not the biggest computer guy, to be honest. We'll forget it. We'll just talk about the whiskey. We've got enough at Rabbie Burns and its history anyway. I don't want to add water to it, 46%. One of the reasons I forgot to bring water with me. But we're seeing so many more open up. Distilleries open up. Lochlea, Ayrshire, it's not too far. I think it's half hour from Glasgow. Turbolton, round about that area. Easy enough to get to. But I'm not sure about if they have tours or whatever. It's something I need to kind of find out. As I say, it's a new... I tried it in a bar. I thought I could pick one up one day. I was in the shop today in my local and I seen it and I thought, I'll take this. Second release, the Our Barley, a bit more... It seems like they're going to try and keep everything close to roots, keep it close to home. The way that the bottle's shaped, the etching and things on, I think it's supposed to be kind of like a barley style. Dare to be honest and fear no labour. It's quite a cool wee saying. I really like this for how clean it is. I've not had such a clean whiskey in a long time, and that's a massive ode to Lochlea. Strawberry laces, sherry, clean, that kind of sweet sugary water. And again, I think that's just for being young. So I think the cask selection here has been so paramount to how it's embedding with this new make. It'd be good to see this in the future. I'm maybe 5-6 years and it's got a bit of age to it and how it's maturing. I think it'll be really good. Price point, as I said, £45. If you find something like this, a new distillery, a new bottle, and you can find it less than £50, even yes, it's young, but they need to make money to continue on as a distillery, I would go for it. Something new. I'm enjoying this. I can't stop smelling. As you can see, I can't stop smelling it. No spice. Really good, leggy. Basic cask makeup with maximum execution of kind of flavour, and I really like that. I think that's a cracking whiskey, and it's just I can't get off that. I wonder how many times I've said clean in this video. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go and sit back. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this. I might even pour another wee one and see how I get on. I might try and put the bottle away for a wee bit to warm it up as well. See if it changes in that kind of when it's a little bit warmer. We'll see how it does. But again, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thanks for following, subscribing, the full works. As I say, keep that going, and I'll be here every Friday the best that I can, or over that weekend putting a video out for you guys. I'll be at the Glasgow Whisky Festival this year as well on the 12th of November, session 1, which I'm really looking forward to, so I hope to see a lot of you guys there and can talk some whisky because it's my favourite festival of the year. But as always, I've been Kevin from Kevin Grant on Whisky. Join me next week. Let's talk whisky. Slainte.